Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. It's June already. It's pretty hard to believe that we are almost halfway through 2023. I still have my Happy New Year picture on my Facebook profile because it seems like it just went on there like not that long ago. And the year is flying by. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to jump right in this morning. I know there's only one person on. Good morning, whoever you are. um, I am glad that you are on this morning, and I'm sure there will be a few more people hopping on. I'm going to try not to repeat the beginning a few times as I go along, which I usually end up doing. Good morning, Pebbles. Thank you for joining this morning. Um, I I'm going to just kind of get right through this because I feel like, it is a personal experience, but I feel like it's something that others will relate to, and maybe it'll be an encouragement to some of you, um, and, uh, and maybe something to give you some thoughts or some things to ponder. But I also am kind of a little bit pressed for time because the ladies in my church are out picking strawberries right now in a strawberry field, and I couldn't join them this morning because I had the fireside chat. But they are going to make strawberry shortcake afterwards at one of the ladies' houses, and I'm hoping I get a few minutes to join them this morning. I didn't want to miss out on that opportunity, so I don't want to go on too long today. So this morning I wanted to read two scriptures, and then I'm going to explain why I'm sharing this with you this morning. So the first one is Genesis 2, 1 through 3. And before I begin, I do want to ask if you are joining. I see there is a second person on. If you would put a hello or a wave or something in the comments, that would be awesome. I'd love to say good morning to you. And if y'all are watching on the replay, also just put in the comments replay so I can just say thanks for joining this morning. I love seeing who's on. I usually get about 7 or 8 comments, and 100 and something or 200 and something people watch, and I never get to know who they are. So don't be shy. Go ahead and just say good morning or hello, or just let me know that you saw it on the replay. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, so Genesis 2, 1 through 3. So the creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed on the seventh day. God finished his work of creation. So he rested from his work. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day that he rested from all of his work of creation. Later in the Old Testament, we read in Leviticus 25, 4 to 5, but in the seventh year, the land is to have a Sabbath of rest, a Sabbath to the Lord. Do not sow your fields or prune your vineyards. Don't reap what grows of itself, or harvest grapes of your untended vines. The land is to have a year of rest. I find this really interesting because last night, I was thinking about these two verses that came to my mind this morning, because last night and this morning, something dawned on me. Um, my house has finally sold. I'm under contract. It's a cash offer, not expecting anything in particular to fall through on the deal. Um, but um, I'm moving to an apartment, which I did find an apartment yesterday that I'm really, really super excited about. It's on the third floor. That part I'm not happy about in some ways because it's going to be one heck of a hike getting stuff up those stairs. But it'll be good exercise. That's one. It'll prepare me for Portugal because there's lots of stairs and lots of hills in Portugal. And three, it will be quieter because I won't have people walking above me or making noise above me. And Pebbles, you know how significant that can be. So I did take a third floor apartment, not by choice, to be honest, but because that's all that was available. And this place had a floor plan that I absolutely loved, and it was an affordable rent for me. So, win win, third floor. Oh, well, I'll learn to work with that. um, so, it's smaller. I mean, I have a 2,600 square foot home, and this will be less than half of that. It's just a little over 1,000 square feet, but it's going to work perfectly for me. We are 99% sure my mom will be moving out to Wake Forest to live in an apartment complex with my sister. And my obligation and my sister's obligation to care for my mom will flip flop. So my sister has come for 1 week almost every month to help me with mom. And with mom moving out there, she will have her own place. And I will be going out to my mom's for 3 days every other week to help her to clean her apartment and to do some things like that for her, do, cook some meals to put in the freezer and that kind of thing. Take her to the doctor's office and things. So I'll have a place of my own, and I have a lot of big pieces of furniture. I have things that have fit my big, beautiful home here, and I'm selling them. So as I've been selling pieces that I really love, especially yesterday, I sold a number of things that I really love, things that I've had for quite a while. And I was really feeling kind of, even when I sold the house, the buyers wanted certain things, like they want my washer and dryer, and that got thrown into the deal. And um, I realized afterwards, gee, I wish I didn't have to give away my refrigerator. I feel like I'm being asked to give away a lot, and there's these are a lot of things that I'm selling are things I haven't really, some things I haven't had that long. Um, I've paid a lot of money for them. I'll be lucky if I get half that. Um, and I feel like it's almost a punishment. But I'm really feeling the carving away of all the things that I've had. And it was making me feel a little weird, like, why am I feeling this way? Like, it's just stuff, right? But I felt kind of melancholy yesterday, kind of this whole venture was then kind of bittersweet along the way. Excited about a new chapter, and of course excited about things in my future, but just kind of feeling conflicted about things that I'm having to let go of now. What dawned on me last night as I was really pondering through this is the fact that um, I'm actually in my 7th year of living out in this area with my mom. Mom moved in 6 years ago, April, and I moved out to this area with Mike 6 years ago, March. So that began our 7th year, and I have felt from the beginning of this year that one of the things that God had on His heart, I believed, and things that He put on my heart was rest. That since Mike died, it has been absolute chaos. Even before that, it was just absolute chaos. And I have really felt like the Lord has just said, just rein it in, simplify. Just, I'm preparing you for a season where you get to have more time with me, more rest with me. Um, and so, if you missed the beginning, I read 2 scriptures there concerning rest and God, how important rest is to God. And I thought about a couple of things. One, I think that my mixed emotions about watching my things go out the front door and out the garage and out the back patio as people come in and they start buying my things, and I'm feeling like, wow, like I'm being stripped away. I'm being stripped away. People are taking my things, and I've lost lots of money in the investment of a lot of those things that were sold for a third of what I paid not that long ago. It kind of hurts my feelings. And as I thought about why, I've realized something that I kind of sort of realized before along the way these last 2 years, but it just really hit me last night. that for 2 years, 2.5 years, even purchasing this home, I feel like was my way of filling my loss. I feel like Mike was so big in my life, and he was always providing, um, always wanted to give me gifts and good things. And if there were things that I wanted, he always found a way to get them for me. And and I didn't have that anymore. In fact, um, I didn't have anybody giving me anything really. Maybe just a few gifts, maybe from my daughter, but um, really not having anybody in my life doing that. And even my experience at church, I um, felt excited that I was at this church because it was an experience that I could continue to have. It was something I didn't have to let go of. Um, but I think I kept trying to make that experience something that it was before. So, in other words, I've held on to a lot of things from the past, and I have tried to find ways to um, hold on to that, even though it's not there. I don't know if that even makes sense. If it makes any kind of sense, just say it makes sense in the comments. um, but I have just come to realize that my mixed emotions about watching things go out the front door um, is basically that I have filled a lot of gaps in my heart with beautiful things, pretty things, a pretty home. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but as they are being let go of for this season of rest that God is bringing me into, as I do that, the reasons or the things that filled me are now gone, and I have to face the grief, the pain, the loss, and the void that was created in the first place that compelled me to do some of the things and make some of the choices that I've made over the last 2 years. Um, I'm not feeling guilty about that. I guess I kind of did feel bad about that for a little while, but you know what? I just absolutely don't, because one, God's grace is sufficient. Um, I have asked forgiveness for whatever I have done in this process that has been the fruit that has created the fruit of sinful choices. Um, and and I know that I know that God has forgiven me for those things, but also I'm asking God to show me how to have joy in less, how to feel the lightness and to give thanks for the lightening of this process with less to care for. And I'm actually looking forward to that. Um, and I can't read everything you're saying. Do you mind if I show this on here? What Pebbles has said to me, which Pebbles went through this process herself, that I'm alleviating the burden of stuff that weighs you down. And in doing so, you are giving others the opportunity to enjoy your things and also the opportunity to aid you in alleviating your distractions of stuff. Yeah, I'm asking the Lord for joy in that, and I do see that potential and the rest that I am being given in the process of doing this. Um, I even I'm getting rid of, I'm selling a couple of heavy pieces I have upstairs in my bedroom, and I still need a dresser. I'm getting rid of these things, but I need a dresser. And so I actually went on Amazon and found a dresser that's very lightweight. I'm looking for things that I personally could carry up those stairs, three, three flight of stairs to put in my apartment by myself. Um, Not so much because I want to move myself, because I won't be able to do it all by myself. And I have a few things downstairs I'm not selling. I absolutely love my sofa and my two living room chairs. Um, those are going, and I love my bed, so those are going, and the rest of it is all pretty small stuff that I could probably take myself. But but I am really looking forward to being able to have things that are lightweight. And when it comes time that I can actually move to Portugal permanently, I'm really looking forward to just having not a lot of heavy stuff and not expensive stuff that I can. Pebbles loves my sofa too. I'm seriously considering taking that sofa to Portugal because will I find one like it? I don't know. So I'll have to see what kind of condition it's in before I move for me to make that decision. But I do have a pretty awesome couch. I did buy it at Costco, and there is a Costco in Portugal, about an hour away, I think. Or it might be in Spain, 4 hours away, but it isn't far, and I could go. So I don't know if I will drag my couch over there, but I do really love my sofa, and I will be taking that, my bed, and my two chairs. I love my swivel chairs in the living room as well. So anyway, yes, Pebbles, if I decide that I'm not going to take it, but who knows when that's going to be anyway, I will let you know. um, anyway, I I just wanted to share this with you this morning because one, I love being vulnerable with all of you because I hope that my vulnerability is that a word? Um, I'm hoping that by sharing my stories and being real with you, but also um, I hope that you also hear that I'm clinging to the Lord, and I hope that you also hear how these things are part of the journey with the Lord, and that in hearing that and seeing that in one person's life, I hope that it gives you permission to be okay with the process you go through in things. It's okay. And so, in a way, in kind of a roundabout way, I just want to say, um, you have permission to struggle, and sometimes if you don't make the right decisions, it's okay. God will use those things to try and um, help you see the things that are really in your heart. What I love about this process of moving for me, though, is that I do truly feel that the Lord is bringing me into a season where I have rest with Him. He did this about 6 months after my first husband died, and boy, did I need it, and I didn't know. I asked for rest, and then I was fired from my job, and um, I was very upset, and I was questioning why the Lord allowed that to happen, and the Lord just clearly made me realize, hey, I had prayed for rest, and He just gave it to me. I feel like He's doing that for me now. And the 2 years that I've had here with Mom have all been part of me learning things about myself and about God in the process. And so I don't have any regret or shame or embarrassment about the way my grief journey has unfolded. Um, there is one other significant thing that I do want to mention, that I do feel like God is providing me a season of rest with Him. Not that I won't have work to do, not that I won't have things to do, but that He's providing for me an environment where I will have more opportunity to be quiet and still, have more time to read, to meditate, to write, to process. And those were all very healing things for me after Vinny died. And He's giving me the opportunity to do that again. And I want to say that it could be right around the 14-year mark since Vinny died. It could be. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's about that. Um, anyway, so what I want to say about that is, like I was thinking about this morning, does God give everyone those opportunities for rest in their life when there's been hardship and there's been grief, there's been trauma? Does God give everyone the opportunity for rest? I can't answer that, but I can say that there's a tendency to push it away. I almost did the first time after Vinny died. I felt like the Lord was saying, I just gave you rest. You can trust me. I'm going to take care of you during this time that you're not working. Um, but I didn't. I didn't fully trust him. I said, well, let's just get a little part time job. That won't be too much work and it'll be a little money just to buy my groceries. Um, that lasted 3 months and it did not go well. And I resigned. And I resigned not only to the job, but I resigned to my own will and said to the Lord, I am sorry. I see what you've wanted me to do and I haven't done it. I was scared. I'm willing. I'm ready to do it. And I'm not going to make that decision now. I mean, I'm not going to make the decision to do my own thing now. I am going to take this opportunity to rest. But I do think that our culture has created kind of a stigma about resting, that it's not good for us to rest. It's not, we shouldn't be lazy, that we should keep striving, that we should keep trying to achieve and work. And there's nothing wrong with those things, okay? But I wonder how many times has God given me the opportunity to have rest of various levels, of various kinds, and I didn't take advantage of it. I said no in a very indirect way to God because I felt guilty, embarrassed, or um, that it just felt countercultural. So I, again, I hope that in my decision to do what I'm doing and recognizing that in this decision, even though it's a lot of work to move, it is for the purpose of having a season of rest. And that as I'm shedding all of these things that I put in my world to fill a void, I'm filling the void again, and I've really needed to process that void. I've really needed to process my loss. I've had friends that have literally said to me over these past 2.5 years, I don't think you've even had your season of grief. And I truly believe that's true because I've had so much crazy stuff going on and just so much responsibility. And so it's almost like I've treated myself, if you will, with nice things. But I've put myself in over my head, and I'm really looking forward to um, shedding those things. And as I feel the void returning, I just really want to spend more time with the Lord processing that and allowing Him to show me how He will fill those voids in my life. So I hope that's an encouragement to all of you. I wasn't planning to go this long, but I just can't help myself. um, but I do hope that it has encouraged somebody this morning. And I hope it's given you some food for thought and some things to ponder and really take to heart this weekend. Where are you in your 7 year journey with the Lord? Are you still in a season of 6 years of work? Or is God leading you, or has He led you in the past into a season of rest? And did you resist? Or did you take it? And do you look forward to the next 7 years, where the next seventh year, where you get to have rest again? Have you gone through a season of trauma where you can um, see the Lord inviting you to a season of rest? And are you taking it? Um, are you allowing Him to work in your life and spending time processing, thinking, reading, writing? Writing is such a wonderful way of processing, but just doing the things that you need to do to process, heal, and watch the Lord fill voids in your own heart that you maybe have tried to fill with other things. So that was a lot. It was more than just one topic, I guess, kind of all mixed together. For me right now, it is all mixed together. So maybe some of it makes some sense to you and will have some significance to you. But I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you again next Saturday on Fireside Chat. Bye, everyone.